So we don't understand, like I was saying about that show, the Gil Noble show. If you watch The Life and Death of Malcolm X, guess who was coming out of the viewing? Dr. Yosef Ben Yokanai. And what did he have on his head? A kippah, which they call a yarmulke. So he knew he was Hebrew Israelite, man, or that's what he portrayed to be. That's what he said. That's what he told us. And he's still revising and printing these books. So to have that in mind, then he acknowledges these things. Because if it's a lie, that's just like if I told a lie for 10 years and I wrote 2 books on this lie and now I know the truth. You think I'm going to keep letting that book be published out there if I have rights to that book? I'm going to pull that book off the shelf. That's a lot. Matter of fact, I'm going to write a book to counter everything I say in that book and say it's a lie. But that's not what happened. It says, he founded the Commandment Keepers congregation in Harlem, New York. Let's go to my right, because I even get more in depth. Then in 1926, master teacher drop down. There was the great master teacher Wentworth A. Matthews. Wentworth A. Matthews. This great teacher was born in Ghana in 1892. And at a very early age, he and his family moved to the island of St. Kitts in the West Indies. He studied at the Haden Theological Seminary and graduated from the school of Dr. J. Winberg and Rubenstein. He studied the ancient and modern Hebrew language and won a scholarship to attend the University of Berlin in Germany. He also studied anthropology and sociology, spoke 7 different languages. After graduating, he opened up the Commandment Keepers congregation of Royal Ethiopian Hebrews. The late master teacher Wentworth stated, "Today we have 16 million colored Americans. Tomorrow we will have 16 million black Hebrews." Salah. In 1930, Wentworth organized the Commandment Keepers and manifested branches all throughout the United States, the Caribbean, Ghana, Nigeria, and Ethiopia. The Commandment Keepers is one, if not the largest Hebrew Israelite organization in the world. Wentworth also organized the first African Hebrew Rabbinical College, which have birthed many teachers, master teachers like Rabbi Kun White, Moreh Halu, Moshe Paris of Ethiopia, master teachers Rabbi Divine, James Hughes, Naphtali Ben Yisrael, Rabbi Bivens, and Richard Nolan, who came together, and which some came together and formed the United Leadership Council of Hebrew Israelites in Chicago. Master Wentworth was also an official representative of the Falasha Order of African Hebrews and chief master teacher with credentials from Haile Selassie himself. Elder Matthew also built a Hebrew community with a farm in Babylon, Long Island, New York, to teach self-preservation from the earth and its products. Matthew was a fighter for civil rights for so-called African Americans. He also fought beside Marcus Garvey for the rights of his peoples. Master teacher Wentworth author Matthew went to the ancestors on 12/15/1973. He was buried in the Frederick Douglass Cemetery in the section for Hebrew Israelites in New York. Look at this history, man. Y'all getting on my nerves, man. I'm serious. Look at that. That's monumental. Is it not, priest? Look at that. What more archaeology do you need? This is in our time. Let's get deeper. Let's get deep. It says, for over 50 years, many of the master teachers like Rabbi Matthews, he trained, went to establish temples, synagogues, schools, and churches of their own throughout the United States and the Caribbean and Africa. Rabbi Matthews was also a close associate with Rabbi Arnold Josiah Ford. At the age of 81, Rabbi Matthews died in 1973. Here with Rabbi Arnold Josiah Ford. This is the man with the master plan. From about 1913 until about 1928, Josiah Ford served as Marcus Garvey's musical director. This is interesting. All the songs Marcus Garvey sung, and they song was created and put together and organized by this man. You're always trying to eliminate the Hebrew presence. Let's see what this man did. Let's see.
And he wore a turban.
He had a turban on.
Turban, yeah.
He had on a turban. And Rabbi, it's funny, Josiah Ford had a similar condition as me. He also had alopecia. I have alopecia alopecia universal. He had alopecia areata, where he got spots in his head and he couldn't grow a beard from the alopecia. Me, I got alopecia universal, so if a brother may say, where's his beard? I have a disorder where, you know, certain parts of my body can't grow hair. Why? Because this kind of so-called disease goes back to people of Middle Eastern origin. Once again, showing that we're from the so-called Middle East. They say that this comes from the Palestine region. So, again, let's build about this guy. It says this, which, once I read about this, I said, man, this guy was definitely the truth. In 1913, there manifested from Barbados master teacher Arnold Josiah Ford, rejecting Judaism, Christianity, and Al-Islam as the religions of the blacks in America. Ford taught that Hebrew Israelite culture was the true way of life for blacks in America. He said, so-called Africans had never been Jewish, Christians, nor Muslims, but blood Hebrews. However, they native Shemitic Hebrew traditions, which can only be taught orally with Torah because of their Kabbalistic nature, were unsettled by slavery and influences of the Christian New World. He viewed our exile as a duplication of earlier exiles of the Hebrews in ancient times. Ford organized the Beth Bani Abraham congregation, which was an off-branch from the black Judite Moors Zionist temple of Leon Richard. See how they all was connected? Most of the Israelites of Beth B'nai was a part of Marcus Moshe Garvey's UNIA. Ford and Garvey would talk about the blacks in America being Hebrews. Garvey agreed.
But he didn't teach it.
But Garvey felt that our people wasn't ready for that truthful reality. Come on, man.
So Garvey was holding back something. He was holding back.
How you going to say, well, go to the book Heritage Seekers. Blacks in Search of Identity. You can find that by Israel Kabar. You can also go into the works and philosophies of Marcus Garvey, where Marcus Garvey admits this. Let's hear what Marcus got to say out of his mouth about it. Arnold Josiah Ford was musical director for the UNIA. For a while, his influence and prestige within the UNIA movement was second only to Garvey. He was second in command in the UNIA movement, man. All the writings of the UNIA movement that was put together, it was put together by him, not Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was the